Okay. All right. Let's get moving. Make sure chat's up. Should be. Oh, I forgot to post somewhere. Fuck. Hold on. Ugh. All right. That should be good. Here we go. Perfect. All right. Oh my god. All right. First on this list, Alina Haba. Okay. Starting with the lawyer. Always good. I don't know much about her. Okay, let's. I have all of these fucking things open. I forgot. There we go. That's probably better. Oh my god. It would have been doubling up the whole time. I didn't even notice. Holy shit. Okay. Right now. Actually, we'll listen to this first. Let's see what this is first. Okay.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI as it's known, appears to be going a bit out.
Okay, this has nothing to do with this. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, yeah, so counselor to the president. Let's just look at what that is real quick, because I imagine it's just she like advises him on things. I just want to see what all of the things are. The president job. What does it mean? Okay. Center for Presidential Transit. Okay. Advises on presidential powers and events of presidential constitutional prerogatives, including but not limited to executive privilege, presidential disability, and succession. Okay. So she literally just tells him how his job works, I guess, or advises him on how his job works. That's nice. All right. Okay. Let's learn a little bit about her. Personally, okay, yeah, I have heard like very little about her just being in the media, like yelling at people. So this makes sense. Yeah, I thought she was his lawyer. Okay, yeah. Advocate for justice. Yeah, unwavering in her loyalty for sure. I would imagine that's the most of what he's picking. I would say. Fashion merchandiser turned attorney. Okay, that's interesting. Attorney and defamation section lawsuits brought by advice columnists won nearly $100 million. So she lost these cases. Awesome. So she's not a good lawyer. Well, I mean, you can't really defend this fucking ass anyways, so who cares? Represents civil lawsuits, including one. Okay. She was doing that too, I guess. I didn't even realize she was around for that long. Fucking did a case against Hillary Clinton. Alright. The comment face defending Trump through numerous cable news and media appearances. Okay. supposed to be like a... What the fuck happened? Oh my god, I fucking hate it. I lost my place completely because of that. Oh my god. Continue. Okay, yeah. What the fuck? Why? The hell? Everything's falling apart. Everything's dying. What the fuck? That was so weird. Whatever. Back to it. That was so strange. My computer is fucking exploding. Alright. Okay. Do you understand the weaponization of the injustice system better than Alina, who has fought relentlessly against the full force of lawfare with courage and unshakable commitment to justice? Yeah, that's what she's been doing. Not just covering your ass over. So, just another woman that he picked as a lawyer because he seems to like doing that. He likes to pick women as his lawyers a lot of the times. He does have two men that are his lawyers. They're also in his cabinet now, which is very interesting. But yeah. Recently, okay. All right. So I didn't learn a whole lot that I didn't already know from that. Let's see. I think I have videos pulled up here too. Yeah, I do.
During his first...
Okay. Oh, this is Fox News. Oh, this is going to be good. Okay, let's go. Let's see what this is.
Sit-down interview since his historic landslide win, President-elect Trump gives a preview of his inauguration speech and reveals details on how he plans to dismantle the deep state. Trump said...
Oh my god, man. How is he still able to run on dismantling the deep state when literally like all of the fucking people he has in there are like deep state or billionaires or just people that don't actually care about dismantling anything? They just care about themselves. Like, it's so strange.
Says his FBI would not seek retribution against Joe Biden, but he did put some people on notice.
Is it your expectation, though, that Kash Patel will pursue investigations against your political enemies?
No, I don't think so.
Do you want to see that happen?
If they were crooked, if they did something wrong, if they have broken the law, probably they went after me. You know, they went after me and I did nothing wrong.
Oh my god, I love that.
More on this, let's now go to Rich Edson, who's traveling with the president-elect in West Palm Beach, Florida. Hi, Rich.
Hey, good evening, Alicia. Well, President-elect Trump also said that he is going to treat his opponents from this election cycle every bit as well as the greatest MAGA supporter. He said the inauguration is going to be about unity. The president-elect said he would not instruct his nominee for Attorney General Pam Bondi to prosecute Special Counsel Jack Smith. He said he would pardon those who attacked the Capitol on January 6th, though he did not extend that goodwill to the members of the January 6th committee. He was asked if Liz Cheney should go to jail. He said, I think everybody that voted in favor of that committee, that they'll have to look at that, basically. Liz Cheney is...
Oh my god, dude. Like, of course he's going to be fucking prosecuting people, man. He's gonna try, at the very least. At least on some people. Just because I'm sure that's what his fucking voter base wants. He's absolutely going to do that. This is very interesting language from Fox News. Usually it's a lot more fiery, but I guess they're still doing the victory lap, so they're going to be in their Obama era, I guess. They're going to feel like it's Reagan again, I guess. Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting right now.
Now responding to that, by the way, she said, quote, this was the worst breach of our Constitution by any president in our nation's history. Donald Trump's suggestion that members of Congress who later investigated his illegal and unconstitutional actions should be jailed is a continuation of his assault on the rule of law and the foundation of our republic.
Nobody gives a fuck what Liz Cheney has to say, by the way. Liz Cheney is an absolute demon. Nobody cares what she has to say. At all.
President-elect has said he would fire FBI Director Christopher Wray before his term ends and replace him with Kash Patel. As for the Biden family, Trump suggested there would be no investigation under his administration.
When is this going to get to Alina Habba? This is so strange. Like, it's going off of people I don't want to talk about yet. We'll talk about Kash Patel. There we go. There it is. Jesus Christ, Fox News.
Habba is going to be his counselor to the president.
Uh-huh.
A few State Department appointments as well. Michael Anton, who was in the first administration, will be his director of policy planning at the State Department. Back to you, Alicia.
Thanks so much. Rich Hudson in Florida. Good to see you. Okay, so Jason, the president-elect said he's not going to direct the FBI or the DOJ.
Okay, is this not just, it's just, she's just not talking about that at all? We just not, this is just, like you talked about it for 5 seconds and then we move on? Okay, I don't really care about this video then. What the fuck, man?
Now is
Here we go.
Alina Habba, Trump's senior
This'll help.
advisor and attorney. Alina, great to have you on tonight. I want to start with Matt Gaetz. What can you tell us about the process of choosing him to be AG? Was there a lot of consultation with the Hill? Did you all bring in Speaker of the House or any of the other top Republicans?
Oh my god, I'm so afraid of what she's about to fucking say. If she starts defending Matt Gaetz, which she probably will, it's gonna be very interesting. Oh boy. Alright.
Well, I'm not part of the transition team, and as you know, Laura, I always take my confidentiality incredibly seriously, but I'll say this. Matt Gaetz is somebody that has always been on the president's radar, has always been America first, whether the radical left likes it or not.
God damn it, man. Whatever. Okay, keep going.
He has been very clear about who he is, and despite the bullying, which we've seen time and time again, and frankly, Laura, I'm shocked they've only waited a couple days for more fear-mongering, which you just played for the American people. You know, he's making selections on people that are not going to be bullied. And we have seen time and time again political people who are career politicians come in, they act like they're Republican, they turn out to be a rhino, they fold and buckle under pressure. These people, his selections, they're not that. And that might be frightening to the CNNs and MSNBCs and the people that put up charts and say that they will not respect the rule of law, the Constitution, and the separation of powers. But they've got to...
Dude, what the fuck is happening right now? So this aged poorly, by the way, because Matt Gaetz absolutely got bullied off of the fucking AG nomination. 100%. He got bullied by everybody. Also, it's very rich hearing someone who has defended this man for years talk about the rule of law and respecting the Constitution when you're defending a man who literally does the opposite and will continue doing the opposite. But that's cool, man.
Another thing coming. We need to respect the process. The president has to respect the people he's putting in these roles. And frankly, I do. I think he's made great decisions. I'm excited for what's to come. I think America spoke loudly that they were excited for what's to come on November 5th.
Now, Alina, John Brennan, one of our personal favorites, you know, who lied, the former CIA director who lied about Hunter Biden's laptop, had this to say about Tulsi Gabbard. Watch this.
Tulsi Gabbard has taken actions and made statements over the past several years that really raise serious questions about her common sense, her judgment, as well as her political sympathies. Cozying up to Putin really does show that she doesn't have the type of perspective that is needed for somebody who's going to head up these 18 intelligence agencies.
Alina, so now if you have questions about the progress of the war in Ukraine, our priorities in the war in Ukraine, you are a pro-Putin apologist.
No, that's not what being a pro-Putin apologist is. She's met with him before, and she's been very sympathetic towards Vladimir Putin, who is an autocratic dictator. The same thing with Assad. It's not that you... like, oh my god, whatever. I love Fox News, dude.
And
that's
also,
where we are today.
Well, it's fear-mongering. Also, Laura, all I know is I want people that know these people.
You conservatives are the fucking kings and queens and all in-betweens of fucking fear-mongering. What do you mean? Like, what? Yeah, 100%. Like, you guys do it all the time. Don't complain about fear-mongering.
People. I want people that know how to handle themselves. Also, let's not forget that these are women, men that have military background, or, you know, Pete Hegseth, for instance. They'll
Oh,
not
God.
no matter what. Tulsi is a strong woman. Frankly, she was independent. She was not even a Republican until recently, but they turned her because this is truly the party of radicalization. This is not the party of America First. She is part of the party where we have welcomed strong women, and she's going to crush it. I know she will. And, you know, he's got some nerve, as you said, Mr. Hiding the laptop. He's got some nerve, and he's probably afraid of accountability. To be honest, I think that's what
consider
it is.
Consider the source of the criticism. Alina, is there any circumstance under which do you believe, after working with President-elect Trump for as long as you have, that he would consider pulling a nomination if he thought it was doing greater damage?
Oh, this is aged badly too, huh? She's gonna say no.
President Trump, I don't think, would nominate somebody and put them on the front running if he wasn't going to stand behind them. As somebody who's worked with him extensively, these are not people that are new to politics. These are not people with new dirt and information. He knows who these people are. He's gotten to know them closely, so have I, and they are amazing people. He's not being bamboozled in any way, and he doesn't also buckle to pressure, and we know that about President Trump. He'll fight for his people, and I think you should expect that. He's selecting people that he knows are going to do the job correctly. And frankly, we do have the Senate. And I'm sorry, but the American people voted this, and they voted for change. And that's what we're going to have. And it's going to be the most epic change. He's got a lot to fix.
Oh, what the fuck? Dropped an epic on Fox News? What the fuck? That's crazy. Can't be using that language. That's my language. My generation's language. Get the fuck out of here.
From the damage that we've gone through, and we have to do it quickly.
Turn the rocks over, Alina. Everyone needs.
It's like my generation's language from like 6 years ago, actually. So I don't know what the fuck you're doing.
To see
Turn
what's underneath the rocks. Exactly. No, turn the page, Alina. You also said you were taking yourself out of the running as press secretary.
Sorry, that was rude. That was rude for no reason.
Press secretary. Any other
the misogyny came out.
In your role?
I honestly, that's between me and President Trump, and you know what I will say, the love I got from that.
Shucks, tell us.
Oh, come on, Laura, you know me better than that. I'm so honored, honestly. I've been showered with love, but that was not a position I wanted, and I want the people that do want it to have their fair shake at it. I know the people that are up there, and they're going to be great, and they're going to crush it. It's going to be awesome.
Okay. So this is going to be the first one. We're just going off of, like, I would say qualifications, right? I think qualifications is good. I think likelihood that they actually follow through, or we go off of loyalty as well, I guess. So let's see. Alina Habba. As far as qualifications go, to being like the fucking, I guess, advisor to the president, she's kind of been doing that for a long time, right? Kind of just always been there. Very loyal, all that. So I think we put her like right here. I think we'll keep her there for now, and we'll move on. That is what's Brandon Judd. That's Brandon Judd, the fucking Border Patrol Union guy. All right, let's learn about Brandon Judd. Let's see what we gotta say here. Oh, he's ambassador to Chile. I didn't even realize. Oh god, we just get to fucking fuck up Chile's government even more. Let's go. Yay. Patrol Union. Yep, I was right about that. Okay. Brandon helped me develop and implement the most effective border security. Yeah. Putting kids in cages and shit. Most effective border policy that you continued, by the way. It wasn't like you fucking it wasn't like you just did something new. Just followed the same things but just did it more. Three decades. Okay, so he's been there for a while. Okay, he's served in Arizona, California, Maine, and Montana. Thing. So he's border patrol, but in Maine and Montana. So he doesn't like Canada either, I would guess. He has that much dislike for Mexico. Canada, I would say. Okay, yeah, whatever. Brendan. Okay. Don't really learn much about here. Let's I think we got a video for him too, right? Yeah. Yeah. What is this? Oh my god. All right. I think it's an ad for right now. Oh my god, I can't click anything. Fox News, what the fuck, man? Oh god. Loading? Good grand old time here. Christ. Okay, it finally got to the actual fucking thing.
It's exactly 7:30 here.
Oh yes, Fox and Friends, baby.
Yesterday pressed on the chaos at the border during a town hall on the radio hosted by Charlemagne the God.
Doesn't the Biden administration have to take some blame for the border, though? A lot of the blame? Because, I mean, the first 3 years, y'all did get a lot of things wrong with the border.
No, Charlemagne, first thing we dropped was a bill to fix the broken immigration system, which, by the way, Trump did not fix when he was president.
Okay, and now Border Patrol agents are
Oh.
droves of hair.
The old I love Fox News, dude. Like, they're not even like sneaky about it. They just cut people off in the middle of their sentences. I think it's just gonna talk about that fucking border bill anyways, which sucked ass regardless. This border bill written by a Republican or Republicans pretty much. Like, it's just basically a bill that's just like, yeah, there is a problem actually, and we should like build a wall for it and, you know, fuck over all these immigrants. We should definitely do that. That's basically what she was about to say. So I don't even blame them for cutting them off, but still, it's funny.
Harris wins days after giving Trump a unanimous endorsement by their union. Joining us right now is the former National Border Patrol Council President, Brandon Judd. Brandon, good morning to you.
Steve, it's good to be with you. Thank you.
Good to have you. Let's talk a little bit about what I just mentioned. First up, when we played that soundbite, she said, look, when Joe Biden and I came into office, the first thing we did was we dropped that bill regarding the border. It wasn't really about the border. It was the primary feature of the bill was to provide a pathway to citizenship for 11 million people who were in the country illegally. And they knew it didn't have a chance.
Oh my god, bro. What a fucking... Oh man, this is when it starts getting not funny anymore for Fox News. Like, Fox News is funny until it gets to shit like this, dude. Like, it's such a fucking lie, and it's such a vast misrepresentation of all of these people that are here, man. There's not 11 million illegal immigrants that are here. They're undocumented immigrants, which means most of them have been here like 10 plus years, man. They've been here for a long time. They contribute to the economy, and they receive nothing from us. Almost, I think it's like over, based on their own polling from Fox News, like over 60% of the people, 60% of Americans want a pathway to citizenship for these people. But Fox News is just like, nope, these 11 million people, they're all criminals, and they're killing everybody, and we need to get them out of here violently. So this is going to be very interesting. See what Brandon has to say.
Yeah, and there were no border security measures in that bill. Again, like you just said, it was all about amnesty for those people that are currently here. So again, when you look at that, that's the reason that Border Patrol agents right now just don't feel like their job means anything. That's why people are looking at leaving if she gets elected again. We all want to be able to feel like our job means something that we're able to accomplish. And when we put that uniform on and do a very dangerous...
It's so funny when conservatives are like this, because when people on the other side, people on the left, talk about wanting to leave the country if Donald Trump wins, like, they just make fun of them endlessly, but if you do it to them, then they get really upset. That's just funny that he's talking about that.
Job. We want to go out and be able to protect the American people, and we just can't do that right now. You know, the joke right now is that we're the Welcome Patrol, not the Border Patrol, but the Welcome Patrol. We have no enforcement mechanisms right now, and that strictly falls on her head. It's extremely unfortunate she just won't tell the American people the truth.
Like the welcome wagon. Here's what one of the agents told the New York Post. Under this administration, they've done everything they could to make our job as inefficient as possible. They can't outwardly tell us not to do our job, but when you're watching criminals come in and get released, it sucks. And I know that you feel exactly the same way. And one of the other problems, Brandon, is the fact that
How does that guy know they're criminals? So he's border patrol. So he sits at the border and sees people trying to enter the country and just assumes they're immediately criminals, or he just says they're criminals because they came across the border? Dude, what the fuck is going on? How did Fox News manage to bring me over here? The fuck, man? I was watching something. The fuck, Fox News? Fuck you guys. Crazy. We watch your fucking shitty news broadcast, please. Oh my god, man. And now I have to sit through another. I fucking hate this. Doesn't matter anyways. I could tell what he was going to say. He was just going to be like, yeah, we need to kill these immigrants that are coming across the border. We need to kill them. It should continue to take 10 plus years to get citizenship. And also hundreds of, maybe even thousands of dollars to continue doing that. We should also just not give them any of the resources they would need to, get their citizenship. We should just make it as difficult as possible. And they should continue to stay in the countries that we've destabilized and fucked up forever. That's basically what he was going. That's the gist. So for Brandon Judd, I don't think he's as charismatic as Alina Habba at all. I don't think he's as memorable of a character either. He's also ambassador to Chile, which is really funny. Because that's just basically giving him like, hey, we fucked up this country like a long time ago. Can you just watch it to make sure it doesn't, try to take back its copper mines again? And he'll just be like, yes, sir. I'll do that for you. And that's going to be his job pretty much. So, I mean, he's just like kind of middle of the road. You know what I mean? Put him right there. Yeah, it's a good spot. We'll move him up there for right now. We'll be a little bit generous to Mr. Judd. Who we got next? Know who this guy is. This will be interesting. Brendan Carr. Okay. Leading the FCC. Okay, this is actually a pretty interesting pick here. Okay. Let's see. He was commissioner already. Okay. For all the conservatives out there, this guy was already in the FCC I was about to say Brandon's administration, but in Biden's administration. So that's fun. He's just taking this guy that was already there to bring him up there. Okay. Carr has seized on Trump's threats to penalize broadcasters for fact-checking him. Okay, or giving airtime to his political opponents. Following through on these threats would almost certainly violate the First Amendment. Threat alone is chilling. Yeah, that's not good. Why are you going to do that, Mr. Carr? That's a little bit fucked up, if you ask me. A little bit. During a September hearing in the House of Carr declined to speak out against Trump's suggestion that ABC should lose its broadcast licenses because two of its journalists fact-checked him during his debate. Yeah, that was pretty funny. In October, attacked NBC after Harris appeared on Saturday Night Live, wrongfully calling it a clear and blatant effort to evade the equal time rule. What the fuck does that? That doesn't make any sense. She appeared on Saturday Night Live, and what? Trump didn't appear on there, so you're pissed? Like what? Oh, okay. So he was there as well, and also did get equal time. So this guy's just talking out of his ass. All right, Carr. All right, Brendan. Should keep every remedy on the table. Okay. Blasted CBS for airing an edited interview with her, suggesting that CBS stations may be in violation of FCC's seldom invoked news distortion policy. Oh, God. Oh, my God, man. So this guy's just going to be the main guy going after all of the media organizations. Pop filter. Okay. Oh my god. Well, we got the first Project 2025 guy. I should make like a little tally for that, for how many Project 2025 guys we get put in here. Oh my god. Regulate speech of social media platforms. Banning TikTok, yep, of course. The rights to moderate content. It would host toxic racism, misogyny. Yep, awesome. That's awesome, Mr. Carr. This one I don't like at all, man. This guy does not seem like fun, man. Okay. He took an oath to uphold the Constitution. He's not gonna fucking follow that oath. Come on now. Come on now. Oh boy, man. Okay. Let's see what he has to say. Do I have a video here of him? I don't think I might not actually. I think I just have another article here. Oh no, this is there we go. Yeah. See what he has to say. We can watch this one too right here. Okay, well, I don't really care about the fucking ad, man. Oh my god. Oh my god, everything. Hitting me with everything. Oh yeah, they did find the fucking CEO. CEO killer. Let's talk about that real quick actually. Oh wait, I need to change that in here. Okay, we're gonna get Inception for a second. Okay, well, I can't fuck with it. Whatever. On forgery charges. That's interesting. Let's see this real quick. We'll take a little detour on our look here. Yeah, that definitely looks like him, dude. Questioning man in connection with the failed shooting. Yeah. Found with a gun similar to the one used to kill Thompson. Okay. As well as a silencer, a mask, and a fake New Jersey ID, and an apparent manifesto. Okay. Yeah, this is the dude. I think this is the dude, man. 26, man. Not that much older than me. Denied bail. Okay. Dude. They should not have caught this man, dude. They should not have caught this man. Yeah, that definitely looks like him. Yeah, I would say that looks like him. Denied bail. Okay. Man, this McDonald's employee is gonna get fucking shit on for this, dude. The New York Police Department investigators showed up in hours later. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad they were there for that. Okay. Oh, like they okay. I thought they were like around already and then showed up like hours later, which would be that would be pretty on the that would basically describe the New York City Police Department, but no, they like traveled over to Pennsylvania. That makes sense. Oh my god. Oh my god, we're still describing as a 50-year-old father of two. Like, it's... Dude, he's killed so many people through social murder, man. So many people. Like, none of these fucking media places are gonna understand that people do not care, dude. They do not care that this guy was murdered at all. They are celebrating it actively. Which, I mean, I can't blame them. I'm not gonna, like... I'm not saying it's a good thing he was shot and killed, but it's not like it wasn't to be fucking expected at some point, man. They denied like 33% of the claims that they get, like 1/3 of the claims that they get. They just denied them automatically. and just make people's lives so much more difficult. Like, how many fucking people with health conditions has he just allowed to die because he's greed, corporate greed? Oh my god, man. From Maryland. Oh, he's from Maryland, but lives in Hawaii, I guess. Right. Okay. God. All right. Well, they found him, I guess. It definitely looks like him. Oh, that looks like the picture they had of the taxi, actually. Definitely looks like him. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. They didn't put his manifesto in this, which is interesting. I wonder what it says. Oh well. Let's go back to the tier list. That was cool. All right. Okay. Well, man, more than words. Okay, yeah, so this is just talking more about him wanting to censor media organizations. Yeah, definitely about to be. Oh, I gotta sit through another fucking ad. Let's go. Gotta sit another one of these. Oh, okay. Let's see what he has to say for himself.
Fox, for example.
All right.
Finally, if I could come back to, what you seem to be focused on in terms of a number of the interviews I've watched you give recently on Fox, for example, smashing the censorship cartel. I mean, just give our viewers a sense there.
The hell does that mean?
Commissioner, as to what you think the interplay is going to be like between you and big tech, between you and Alphabet and Meta and on from there. And what are your expectations when it comes to that?
Look, they've been saying a lot of the right things recently about coming out of this era of censorship and trying to embrace a true diversity of opinion. But to me, the actions are going to matter a lot more than the words. Section 230 is an issue we should take a look at the FCC. We can do so in a way that's going to promote more speech and less censorship. We have other authorities at the FCC where we can promote transparency. As we talked about, we can work with the Federal Trade Commission to make sure there's not collusion to suppress speech. And again, our equipment authorization process, there's no piece of technology that can come into the U.S. without going through the FCC's review. And that's one where we need to continue to take a look at, in particular on the national security front, that I'm going to want to try to reinvigorate here.
Yeah, you send them a letter on November 13th, at least to Pichai, Zuckerberg, Nadella, and Tim Cook. You gave them until the 10th of December to answer. Have they already done so in terms of the questions that you had in this letter?
No, not yet. And that was just an initial letter. I mean, I talk a lot about this concept of the censorship cartel, and people ask me, what does that mean? It's pretty simple. You have a lot of censorship that these companies are doing on their own. You also have, secondarily, pressure, particularly the last couple of years from the Biden administration to censor. But also you've got this report of advertising and marketing agencies that are sort of the tip of the spear to enforce a lot of his censorship.
Dude, if liberals had a fucking whole, media censorship, gang, I can't think of the actual word that you would use. If they had, this whole apparatus set up to censor conservatives, you guys would not have won the fucking election. It just wouldn't have happened. Your voices would have been stomped out. No one is fucking stopping you from speaking. No one at all. What they're stopping you from doing on, platforms that aren't X, it's just saying slurs over and over again, or saying the most hateful, anti-Semitic, shitty things possible. That is what you are stopped from saying, which everyone is stopped from saying, not just conservatives. It's not fucking liberals' faults that you just decide you need to say the most unhinged shit possible. Oh my god. So this guy also just does not have any fucking charisma at all. Oh my god. Okay, there's another one that I got here too. Goodness. I don't know what the fuck one's supposed to be. Oh, this is another video. Okay, let's see what this one about.
Who is Carr?
Okay.
He wrote the FCC chapter in Project 2025. It's about 5,000
Jesus Christ.
words, so 2 long magazine articles. Appointed to the FCC by Trump in 2017 and in a relationship with Elon Musk.
Okay, so he was on the Trump administration. Got it. Yeah, he knows nothing about Project 2025, by the way. This is just a coincidence.
That they sort of work together. He's also the guy who posted this. We must dismantle the censorship cartel and restore free speech rights for everyday Americans. Well, what does that mean? When you look at some of his proposals, you get an idea. End big tech's unproven conservative censorship. In the last election, in this election, over and over again, you heard conservatives yelling that their views were being suppressed in large part because there were big media companies, big tech companies that were saying, hey, we can't forward flat out lies that endanger the public, like lies about vaccines and about COVID and about the election. We shouldn't forward things that we know to be false.
Yeah.
They're calling that censorship, saying you don't know them to be false. Those are our views. You're suppressing those views. Roll back net neutrality rules. Net neutrality is what basically says every company has, in really lay terms, an equal share of the internet. Everyone has a right to get their things forward. They want to roll that back, which would allow some companies to promote certain views and other companies more accurately than others. So if you're big and you have a lot of money, you can buy more freedom of speech on the internet, in effect, and more freedom to sell your products. Other may not, but net neutrality kind of fights against that. And he indicates support of Trump's threats to media licenses. Basically, all the TV stations, you listen to radio stations, the FCC licenses them to use the airwaves. In his writing, he says, hey, those airwaves are worth a lot. We don't like it if you're out there promoting views that we think are anti-American, anti-patriotic. We think that that's unfair, so they would go after that as well. Again, one of his other points to consider, broadcast media have had the privilege of using a scarce and valuable public resource, our airwaves. In turn, they're required by law to operate in the public interest. And when the transition is complete, the FCC will enforce this public interest. The big question here is, what is the public interest? When you say public interest, we all have an idea. If you think it's against the public interest to promote alternative views, well, then that's a problem.
And Tom, there are other Trump picks that have ties to Project 2025 as well.
Yeah, even though some of them have tried to suggest they don't, or they're tenuous at best. Tom Homan was involved in putting this together. John Ratcliffe, the CIA director.
Yeah, so, okay. I think that's it for what we were talking about with Brendan Carr. Okay, I didn't know he was fucking Project 20. Just off of that, I think we just put him here. He's got no charisma, and he seems to just want to fuck everything up in the free speech space, which is going to be really fucking horrible to see. Oh, man. All right. We move on. Oh, God. I can't remember her name. Something Brooks, right? Brooke Rollins. Brooke Rollins. All right. Let's learn about her agricultural secretary. Got it. White House aide. Okay. So she was already in the White House before. Okay. Texas A&M. Let's go. Texas A&M. For strong enough relationship with Trump, who was prized proven loyalty in his cabinet advisor picks. Called Trump an amazing boss. Lovely. Lincoln founded the USDA, an agency about half of all Americans lived on farms. Okay. Okay. All right, so she's going to be, what, the Secretary of Agriculture? So she'll have some play in development, US, which is okay. What her plans are. The video that we have here? No. Yes. Yeah, she has a commitment to American farmers. That's why they're wanting to, deport 47% of the agricultural workforce. That's why. Yeah, they're really supportive of farming. Oh my God. We love God. Policy fund. Oh, okay. Businesswoman. 29 agencies and offices, nearly 100,000 employees. Okay. So I did not learn much about her. I think I've seen her before. I think she might have had like a speech or something. Is that what this one is? I think it is.
US President-elect Donald Trump has nominated Brooke Rollins to oversee the Department of Agriculture, the last of his top cabinet picks. Rollins is the president of the America First Policy Institute. The right-wing think tank worked closely with Trump's campaign and has shaped the incoming administration's controversial policy agenda. Trump's cabinet nominees still have to be approved by the Senate. Let's get more with Mike Hanna. He joins us from West Palm Beach in Florida. Mike, good to see you. So Trump has now completed his picks for cabinet. It's an eclectic array of people. What reaction has there
Yeah, that's one way to put it. Eclectic is definitely one way to put it, for sure.
been to his choices?
Well, the president-elect has announced on his social media column that Americans, the Trump cabinet is complete, and so it is. A few minor roles still to be filled, but astonishingly, 2.5 weeks after the election, he's filled every single top cabinet position, made the nominations for them. Now, it's startling and it's interesting to compare to what happened last time in 2016 when Trump took over the administration. There, he relied on establishment figures and put mainly establishment figures into cabinet posts. Now, it's completely different, as though he learned something in that particular process.
Yeah, he definitely learned something. He learned maybe I shouldn't put people that aren't 100% loyal to me and want to do everything that I tell them to do. That is what he learned.
He has basically holed up here at Mar-a-Lago, gone through all the decisions, largely by himself, with some advisors, obviously, but has named a cross-section of people, all of whom have one common thread, and that is utter loyalty to the president-elect. Now, it is an astonishing array of individuals, ranging from a pro-union person as the Labor Secretary, a man who's a former protege of George Soros, the man Republicans hate the most, as Treasury Secretary. Incidentally, the first openly gay man to be appointed to the Treasury Secretary position. But in addition as well, he's got very controversial figures, a Fox News host, as Secretary of Defense, for example, a former wrestling executive.
Okay. It doesn't seem like there's much information, at least that I found on her. I really feel like she had a speech at some point, but I'm just gonna fucking put her here with Mr. Judd because I didn't catch anything. Yeah, on I guess. Caleb Vitello. I don't know any of this guy besides. Okay, so he's director of ICE. That's what he's putting on. Okay, so this guy's gonna be in the deportation. Got it. Okay. Okay, he's got experience. Got experience. Got racism experience. Let's go. Lovely. Okay, Assistant Director of Office of Firearms and Tactical Programs. That's awesome. Should definitely have that guy be in ICE. Serves. Okay, National Security Council. Okay, so he nominated this guy while Pete Hegseth fucked over. Good. So this guy was trying to go under the radar, it seemed. Been victimized by illegal alien crime. More on him. Oh yeah. The lead immigration enforcement drive. Okay. Hello, senior executive service. 23 years. Okay, this is really just. Okay. Got it. Fuck, this is an Instagram reel. Did I get on here?
His border team ahead of his inauguration. He named Caleb Vitello as acting ICE director,
Oh,
Rodney
God.
Scott as CBP commissioner, and Tony Salisbury as his deputy Homeland Security advisor. Here to discuss is retired Border Patrol chief in Yuma, Arizona, Chris Clem. Great to see you this morning, Chris. Thanks for joining us. So obviously, the Trump team has their hands full at the border. What is going to be their top priority right at the beginning?
Well, the top priority is going to be securing the border, finishing what we started under the first Trump administration.
What did you start, man? You guys didn't really do anything. Like, the numbers stayed almost exactly the same as the past 4 years. You didn't do anything. You just continued. You might have put like more kids in cages and tents and shit, but like, what else did you do?
And I think just showing that list of names and the people you mentioned, sitting from where I sit as a retired Border Patrol chief, that is a border security dream team, right? Governor Noem leading DHS. We know what Tom Homan as the border czar is going to do. I have worked with Rodney Scott for years. I've worked with Tom Homan for years. Stephen Miller for policy, even Brandon Judd going to extend his knowledge beyond our physical borders when he's in South America. I mean, this is really, a dream team. And bringing the ICE background with Caleb and Tony, I think it's going to be an amazing place for America, an amazing place for Border Patrol and Border Security and Immigration Enforcement.
Okay, so this guy's just gonna be doing interesting shit. I'll be honest. I don't like that. I think that's fucking stupid. He's also just we didn't get anything that he actually said, so I don't know. Oh my god. To one of the interesting picks, we got Charles Kushner, baby. It's Charles Kushner time. The Kushner hour. Let's see. Oh god, what is all this shit up here? Okay. Jared Kushner's father, dude. His son-in-law's dad that he fucking pardoned. Businessman. Father-in-law to his daughter Ivanka. God. Okay, ambassador to France, which is just a random thing to give to this guy. Business leader, philanthropist, dealmaker. Pleaded guilty to 18 counts of illegal campaign contributions and tax evasion, as well as witness tampering after he retaliated against his brother-in-law, William Schulter, who was cooperating with federal investigators. Kushner admitted to hiring a sex worker to seduce Schulter, videotaping the encounter, and sending the tape to Schulter's wife, Kushner's sister. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison. What the fuck? That's fucking crazy. He pardoned Kushner in 2020, stating that he has been devoted to important philanthropic organizations and causes. Cool, man. He donated $100,000 to a pro-Trump group in 2015 and $1 million to a pro-Trump super PAC in 2023. Dude, holy shit, man. Four children, 14 grand. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Rest to Charlie for not having to being rich and not having to serve any sentence or have to fucking receive any fucking where my brain is dying actively thinking about this. Glad he has no repercussions for anything. That's great. Just because he has money and Daddy Trump. All right. Charles Kushner, Bannon. Okay. Yeah, I want to talk. Yeah, he did do that. Trump granted 144 pardons. These included a Disney and some of his close allies who committed crimes ranging from financial fraud to witness tampering and more. Yep, they did do all that. Okay, this is the guy we're looking for. Jesus Christ, what is going on with the article? Dude, what happened? How did I end up over here? What the I hate using this. Okay. Preparing false tax returns, retaliating against a cooperating witness, and making false statements to the Federal Election Commission in 2005. He served more than 16 months, 2-year sentence, halfway program before. At least in 2000. That's weird. Wait, what? This record from overshadows false statement. Yeah, and then gave him the ambassador. All right, is there anything else on this? I think we got this little video, maybe.
Now it's time to see what else is making news around the world.
The charity World Central Kitchen has withdrawn from Gaza after a car carrying its aid workers was hit by an Israeli airstrike, killing
Jesus
5 people.
Christ.
The IDF says the person targeted in the attack appointed the father of his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, as his ambassador to France. In 2005, prosecutors alleged Charles Kushner hired a sex worker to seduce and intimidate a family member who was working with authorities to investigate his financial crimes. He was pardoned for those by Trump in 2020. And in Austria, thousands have turned out.
Okay, well, this video just seems like it's not going to be very helpful. Yep, so used a sex worker to stop a guy from talking against him, I guess, for blackmail, which is very interesting. And then was convicted anyways because he's bad at doing crime, I guess. So we'll just put him here. Don't like the guy. Didn't really hear him speak much. He's going to be ambassador to France. I don't think that's really going to be too consequential, but I could be wrong. Weird dude. Don't like him. Move on. Oh yes, oil man. It's oil man time. Chris Wright, baby. Okay. President-elect Trump said on Saturday that oil and gas industry executive Chris Wright, a staunch defender of fossil fuel use, would be his pick to lead the Department of Energy. Drill, baby, drill time. He's expected to support Trump's plan to maximize production of oil gas and to seek ways to boost generation of electricity demand, which is rising for the first time in decades, which is not good. We should not have demand to use fucking fossil fuels, man. We should probably be, trying to figure out how to not do that. That would be cool. Right? It's called climate change activist alarmist. Climate change activist alarmist and has... Wait, what? Wright has called climate change activists alarmist and has likened efforts by Democrats to combat global warming to Soviet-style communism. Nice. There is no climate crisis, and we're not in the midst of an energy transition either. Oh my god, man. I love that the oil and gas guy is doing this. That's so cool, man. We love to see it. Right, who does not have any political experience, so no experience. That's awesome. On the need for more fossil fuel production to lift people out of poverty. He stood out among oil and gas executives for his freewheeling style and describes himself as a tech nerd. Wright made a media splash in 2019 when he drank fracking fluid on camera to demonstrate it was not dangerous. What the f? This guy drank fracking fluid? What the fuck? That's crazy. It's the highest level any country has ever produced under. Oh my god, yeah, that's. Oh my god, dude. Highest level any country has ever produced under Biden, and it is uncertain how much Wright and the incoming administration boost that. Most drilling decisions are driven by private companies working on land not owned by the federal government. Oh my god, dude. So yeah, this guy's just gonna somehow improve upon something that's already at like max fucking right now. This one. Oh, this might be more on like his overall, yeah. Secretary of Energy. Will consist of all departments and agencies involving the permitting, production, generation, distribution, regulation, transportation of all forms of American energy. Okay. And Doug Burgum's going to be, yes, Doug Burgum, let's go. Bettering human lives remains steadfast. Oh, yeah, you're bettering people's lives by fucking up the air, dude. That's cool. First, many of the decarbonization initiatives set in place during the Biden administration. Reports make note of Wright's previous statements expressing doubts about the seriousness of climate. There is no climate crisis, and we're not. Oh my god. Likely to share Trump's global cooperation on fighting climate change. Oh my god, man. Oh, dude, this is so not. Is this a video of him, or is this just a picture of him looking all wacky? Picture of him looking. Oh, never mind. Got a video. Fucking ass. Oh, this goes time to like stuff. Ugh. I would love to like scroll back up if I could. That would be cool. I would like to like scroll. God, my fucking computer. My poor fucking computer, dude. Everything's exploding. Do it. Yeah, I'm just. Dude, like, there's just so much bullshit in these goddamn news sites, man. It's so crazy. Floods my whole fucking computer. Okay, I'm not even gonna fuck with this anymore. I think we figured out about as much from this. He's a fucking F. Got no experience. Is just a random fucking oil and gas executive that's here to just fuck everything up. Doesn't believe in climate change. Just, I guess, wants the world to burn so that he can make money from it and his friends can make money from it. That's it. All right. Oh my god. So this guy was ambassador to Mexico, I guess. What's this guy's name? Fucking like all right. Yeah, Christopher Landau. All right. Deputy Secretary of State, so he's just under the Secretary of State. Cool. Okay, so he's also going to be with illegal immigration. Cool. And be involved in the wars. Promote our nation's security and prosperity through American First foreign policy. Awesome. Okay. Yep. Born in Madrid. Cool. That's interesting. So he worked for both Clarence Thomas and Antonin Scalia, huh? Both of them, huh? Interesting. Threatened to impose. Okay. led Trump to claim that Sheinbaum had agreed. Also, and dude, this article is like really fucked up. All right, so this guy is just gonna be right under fucking Marco Rubio, I guess. Also talk about him, or is this moving on? So not much about that guy. Don't really know who he is. I'll just put him here. We'll just put him there. Next, Dan Scavino. I think that's Dan Scavino, baby. Okay, so this is just talking about all of the people that are doing what? Yeah, House staff advisors. Okay. Scavino, senior aide during Trump's first term and was a point person. There was assistant to the president, deputy chief of staff. Okay, so he's just kind of there. We'll just put him here. Put him there, baby. We'll keep that open, I guess, for later. We got David Perdue next. David Perdue. I don't know this guy at all. Ambassador to China. Lovely. Is he a hawk? He's probably a hawk. All of his have been hawks, pretty much. Having a former politician with business experience to help steer relations. Okay, so he's got some experience. That puts him up a little bit. Instrumental in implementing my strategy to maintain peace in the region. Productive working relations with leaders. Okay, cool. 10% tariff on Chinese goods unless Beijing does more to stop the traffic. The addictive narcotic fentanyl. Tariffs at next 60%. Okay, cool. Oh, he lived in Hong Kong. Look at that. That's cool. Marks frequent recent decades of former politicians. Okay, so this is just like a very normal pick. It does. Cool. Okay. Okay, so Democrats complaining about working with sporting goods companies that go off of that basically still outsource American jobs, which he absolutely does work with those companies, I would imagine, if he's a businessman. So that's cool. Oh man. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Okay, well, like he's just gonna be a regular old ambassador to China, man. This. Okay, this we talked about him. Cool. See what this has to say. What is this fucking like highlight reel shit? Uh-huh. Awesome. That'll go well. He's governor of Georgia. Man, it said it like 4 times that he's ambassador. Okay, I think I don't really want to fucking listen to this shit anymore. Loyalist businessman, probably got a lot of money. Who cares? Got a little bit of experience, I guess, from being from Hong Kong or living in Hong Kong. and having some business experience. He's still doing some stupid ass shit, so who cares? We'll move on. David Sachs. Let's go. AI and crypto czar. Oh my god, let's go. Oh, finally. The crypto guy. God. And podcaster David Sachs became podcaster. That's the influence of Musk and entrepreneur Peter Thiel in the most important parts of government. That's awesome. I'm glad we got Peter Thiel in the government. Always good. Fine, Victor. Okay. Okay. So he's literally just making a fucking AI fucking crypto guy. That's cool. Glad we got him in there. Not sure what that's really gonna do. Oh, he is. He's billionaire and venture capitalist. That's cool. Glad he's here. Bizarre. Okay. So he's just gonna be fucking implementing that, like, all fucking big companies can just use AI and start firing people. That's then, like, he's gonna be preparing for that, I assume. That's what I would assume. All right then, that's cool, bro. Top podcast in tech where his friends discuss economic, political, and glad he's doing that. Glad we have to listen to the fucking billionaire talking about what he wants the world to be like.
What do you think his mission might be in this post?
You know, I think his mission, Kelly, is to be a really important advisor to the president and other key stakeholders. When you hear the word czar in Washington, it does not usually connote a role, but rather something you want to bestow on someone because you do want to take their advice, and perhaps that they will be a point person for all the folks out here in Silicon Valley right now who are really hoping that Trump will remove a lot of regulation that they think is standing in the way.
Yeah, that's always a good thing to hear, that Silicon Valley wants regulations to be taken away. That's always nice. That's really going to help the working class, man. That's cool.
And so David Sachs already was their conduit. My guess is he'll have a couple convenings here and there.
What the fuck is this art she has back there? Okay, a couple of them are like my panty pictures. I'm talking about the fucking, what is this? What the fuck is that, man? What is it with these rich people having ugly ass shit in their background? Like, what is this house too? It looks broken as shit. Aren't you in Silicon Valley? Like, what's going on? What happened?
To reinforce that. But this news did not surprise anyone, shall we say that, because it was clear he was in this position. And people here are genuinely excited from the point of view of deregulation. And that's a big theme, and he's been consistent about it.
He's been a big fundraiser for Trump, has he not? So it does, in a way, feel
extraordinary.
Yeah, as a way of saying, listen, appreciate what you've done here, and he already had his year before, probably, and now we'll be able to kind of make that role a little.
Thanks for funding my whole campaign after I tried to overthrow the government. Really appreciate that, dog.
Bit more public. Jessica, one thing that happened this week, and it coincided with coincided with DealBook on Wednesday, so it kind of got overlooked. All of the Amazon announcements, it caught my attention for a few reasons, but because all of this is sort of beyond my grasp, maybe you can boil it down to what you think the most salient takeaways are from a competitive point of view on kind of the AI industry, and also, just from a stock point of view as well.
Absolutely, Kelly. I think it was a big week. AWS held its annual developers conference, reInvent. It's a major event, and it's basically every year when, the big theme here is everyone's trying to compete with AWS. Obviously, with AI, it's been Microsoft and their AI partnership to try to eat into that cloud share of AWS. AWS is still the giant in the room, and they've taken a different approach on AI, which is to try and do more of a platform approach, but the sense is they've been behind. And what I thought was interesting this week was actually their Apple partnership. You know, Amazon announced that Apple is now training on some Amazon chips. And the idea, this honestly shocked me when I saw the news, as close as we are to this, because what it says is that, you know, Amazon has quite a toolkit for the coming decades in AI, from the chips all the way up to the cloud and some of the models. And so I think the new...
Okay. They just started talking about, I stopped fucking after a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. That, like, okay, so this guy's just gonna be like an advisor pretty much. He doesn't much. He's just there because he's a billionaire guy. Who cares? Fuck that guy. Okay. Guy is David Weldon. Oh boy. Anti-vaxxer. Oh no. Anti-vaxxer in the CDC. Oh god, man. Oh god. 71-year-old doctor from Florida who has long questioned the safety of vaccines. Oh god. The move comes as the U.S. faces increased threats from bird flu and mpox, as well as resurgences of whooping cough, measles, and other vaccine-preventable diseases. Oh my god, Mississippi mentioned. He's one of us. The co-director of the anti-vax group Mississippi Parents for Vaccine Rights wrote on Facebook. Since before our movement had momentum, dream come true. Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Has platformed the anti-vaxxer who recommended chlorine dioxide, the industrial breed, to cure autism. Oh my god, dude. This is just getting worse. Oh my god. It's very sympathetic to the anti-vaccine cause. Oh my god, dude. One bill would have limited who can receive vaccine containing I don't know what the fuck that is. Thimerosal. I'm going to say thimerosal. That'll work. Even though nearly all vaccines were already made without the preservative by then, despite the evidence that low doses of thimerosal are safe. Thimerosal. I don't fucking... Move the city's vaccine safety work to a separate independent agency. Okay. When he left the U.S. House of Representatives in 2008, Weldon signaled he was done with politics. Politics, at least, seemed done with him. After failed primaries for the U.S. Senate in 2012 and the U.S. House again in 2024, Weldon returned to practicing medicine privately. Now, Weldon has been nominated for one of the most politicized agencies in the country. Weldon never disappeared from the public spotlight entirely. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Has frequently invoked Weldon to claim agencies like the CDC are captured by pharmaceutical interests. Weldon appeared in the anti-vaccine films Shoot 'Em Up and Vaxxed, which was directed by gastroenterologist Andrew Wakefield to cast doubt on vaccine. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Advanced by Wakefield based on unethical research. Awful. God, man. Oh my god, he claimed circuit import or to shut the door. Oh, I mean, do I need to read any more than that? Okay, yeah, I don't need any more than this, dude. Holy shit. So that's a big old fucking F, man. That's terrible. That is fucking horrifying. This guy's just a fucking lawyer. I don't need to read his. is just his lawyer. He was one of the lawyers that he had. Like, this guy's just a fucking random dude. He's just putting him somewhere. I don't know.
Actually,
We'll watch this.
Johnson have our 1 minute here, but I think he wants to wait for Mr. Kennedy to.
Well, I can be asking of Mr. Sauer.
Okay.
I'm sorry that Mr. Goldman left because we talked a lot about evidence. Isn't it true in your litigation, Missouri v. Biden, that Elvis Chan, who was one of the FBI agents in charge of the FBI online censorship program, testified under oath in the litigation, and the court noted it in the opinion, that he had a 50% success rate. In other words, when the FBI brought to the social media platforms content or posts that they said was, disfavored speech for whatever reason, 50% of it was taken down. Isn't that true?
That's correct.
And is there any other glaring piece of evidence that Mr. Goldman might have missed in his review of that outcome? If we've got a second or two here.
There's so much evidence I couldn't possibly summarize it all.
Dude, holy shit. What is it with Donald Trump bringing in people that like have the most grating voices ever? Holy shit.
82 pages of factual findings, tens of thousands of pages of emails and other documents, 6 full-length depositions. And, I just quote what the U.S. Department of Justice attorney said at oral argument in front of Judge Doty on May 26. He said, "How can I be sure that this won't happen again?" And she answered, "It's not the government's position that this will never happen again."
Okay, whatever. Yeah, it's just a random lawyer that he is putting somewhere. I forget what fucking. I don't really care about him. I'll be honest. Random lawyer defends Trump, fully complete loyalist, but I don't think he's qualified to be in power. Doug Burgum, baby. It's Doug Burgum's time. Let's go. All right, it's going to be drilling, baby drilling. Doug Burgum himself's going out to the oil fields in a drill. Billionaire governor of North Dakota. Leading the Department of the Interior, the largest landowner in the U.S. West, comes from a Western state. He's not a conspiracy theorist. He hasn't been investigated for sex trafficking, unlike the president-elect's picked. Okay, come on, Guardian. Come on. You didn't have to call him out like that. Okay. That's someone who wholly inappropriate for the job, but I fear the way his extractive agenda will play out in public lands. 500 that oversees 500 million acres, is that is? Including national parks and wildlife refuges. A former software executive and one-time climate pragmatist, Burgum has been closely enmeshed with oil and gas industry executives. Yes, sensible. Burgum led the Trump campaign. Okay. Trump asked oil executives to steer $1 billion toward his campaign. Jesus Christ. Burgum promised that Trump would halt Joe Biden's attack on fossil fuels. Trump makes good on his promise to drill, baby drill. Okay. Affinity for Teddy Roosevelt. Okay. Established national park system. What? Yeah, but fucking FDR was the one who fucking pushed that even harder. That's not. Okay, come on now. They're giving that all to Teddy Roosevelt? I don't know about that, dude. Political philosophy. He speaks softly and carry a big stick. Burgum said at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, energy dominance will be the big stick that President Trump will carry. Yeah, that's cool, man. Big stick to beat ourselves over the head with. Oh my god. So Doug's going crazy. Governor Doug Burgum to head the Interior Department. Some things to know about the two-term Republican governor of a sparsely populated state. Background in business. Grew up in North Arthur, North Dakota. Population 328. Okay. So he grew up in this tiny town, but was able to pay for a fucking bachelor's degree and a master's degree in business administration from Stanford. How did he get to fucking Stanford if he was in such a small town? What happened in between there? I would love to know what happened in between there. Wealthy software executive. He led Great Plains Software, which Microsoft acquired for $1.1 billion in 2001. He beat a longtime GOP office holder to become governor. Okay. Yeah. He dropped off after his failed bid. It failed to resonate. Oh hell yeah! He plays basketball. Let's go. $20 gift cards to people who donate $1 to his campaign, so he would have individual donors to make stage. He the third term. So he endorsed Trump and then declined to seek a third term. So it's almost like he fucking expected to be in the campaign if he won, or be in the cabinet if he won. Very interesting. Okay. Go for him.
Let's begin with the Trump transition. The president-elect has announced he wants North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum to run the Department of Interior. Burgum originally challenged Trump for the Republican nomination. Meanwhile, there are new revelations about his pick for Secretary of Defense. Officials in Monterey, California, have confirmed that they looked into sexual assault allegations against Peter Hegseth in 2017. His lawyers tell CBS News that the Army veteran turned Fox News host was already investigated and, quote, cleared. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Trump's pick for Secretary of Health and Human Services, was at Mar-a-Lago last night for the America First Policy Institute Gala.
Okay, well, they didn't really talk about my boy Doug very. The hell, man. Oh wait, they go back to him, I guess.
Governor of North Dakota, who
Yeah, here we go.
ran against President Trump for the Republican primary, but then subsequently dropped out, endorsed him, has been a close ally, and even someone that was considered to potentially be vice president. Last night, Trump making a little bit of a surprise announcement at Mar-a-Lago, announcing him for Secretary of the Interior. Now, in that role, he would oversee federal lands across the U.S., and we know that Trump has talked about increasing oil and drilling permits across the U.S., even using federal lands for that. His nomination, or rather Trump's intention to nominate him, was met very positively on Capitol Hill, with senators, Republican senators, applauding the nomination and the pick and saying that he would be a welcome person for that. Senator Barrasso of Wyoming saying he recognizes how important federal lands are for energy and mineral production. So it seems like he might have a little bit of an easier time getting through that Senate confirmation than perhaps some of other Trump's picks.
Represented Trump in multiple criminal indictments, including one in which he was convicted, the so-called hush money trial. What do we know about their relationship, why Trump tapped him for Deputy Attorney General, and what he will be responsible for?
So overall, Doug Burgum's kind of just like a regular Republican guy that just campaign now. Very interesting. We'll put him up here with Elena. I think he's fine. I think he's been in politics for a while. I think he'll be, he likes Teddy Roosevelt, so I think Donald Trump was like, oh, you like Teddy? You like national parks? I'll put you in there. Even though FDR was a lot in the fucking national parks as well, but well. On to Doug Collins. Doug Collins. Veterans Affairs. Oh, this is gonna be. I'm actually gonna go use the bathroom. All right. We're back. Moving on to Doug Collins, I think. Yeah, Doug. Veterans Affairs. Yep. Okay. Let's read up. New administration. Baptist minister who served in Navy and Air Force Reserve. So he's got the qualifications. So that's cool. Got that. Pastored church for 11 years. U.S. Navy chaplain for 2 years. After the 9/11 attacks, he joined the U.S. Air Force Reserve as a chaplain. So, oh, so he was a fucking priest in the military? Is that what that is? What? Okay. So he didn't, like... I'm so confused. Okay, he's a colonel. Okay. Alright, that makes sense. Okay. Political career was shaped representing one of Georgia's most conservative regions. Awesome. Oh my god. Rose to national notice defending Trump in the Mueller probe. Wrote a book about Trump's first in chief for allegations that he improperly held military aid from Ukraine in order to push Ukraine into an investigation into Joe Biden, who went on to beat Trump in 2020. That book, The Clock and the Calendar, argued that Democrats were impeaching Trump to get revenge for him. Yeah, that makes sense. Getting revenge on him for beating Hillary Clinton. That's what it was. That's cool, man. From the very moment... Yeah. Juan Collins appointed to the U.S. Senate. When Republican Johnny Isaacson stepped down because of health problems. Republican Governor Brian Kemp instead decided to appoint Kelly Loeffler, but not before a frantic last-minute push by anti-abortion groups and people close to Trump to undermine Loeffler's appointment. Collins ran for Senate anyways, finishing third in all-party state election in November 2020, which he was disfavored by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Okay. Yeah, he's still got a future in Georgia, of course. At least in the really conservative parts of Georgia. Okay. What else we got on him? Got a video too, right?
Stay on with us. More breaking news coming in at this point of time, where U.S. President-elect Donald Trump has announced former Congressman Doug Collins of Georgia nominated as U.S. Secretary for Veterans Affairs. Now, Doug is currently serving U.S. as chaplain in the United States Air Force Reserve Command and fought for the country during the Iraq War. Mehendi's still on the broadcast with me. Mehendi, of course, you know, the Trump 2.0 cabinet is in the formation. We, of course, now have a name in front of us, Doug Collins. If you could take our viewers through the details that are coming in.
Well, yes, probably after the presidential elections in America, Trump 2.0 government is in the formation right now, and big developments are coming.
Oh my god. It's like this, the audio quality for her mic is fucking horrible. It's really bad. I can't really hear what she's saying. It seems like he has at least the fucking qualifications to be, you know, in Veterans Affairs, chaplain. He was in the military for 23 years. So yeah, I think it makes sense for him to be there. He just also seems like a crazy evangelical guy that's just gonna fuck the entire Middle East up. But I mean, actually, he's not even gonna be involved in it. What am I talking about? He's gonna be involved in that. I guess we'll just have to see what he does with Veterans Affairs. Knowing Republican cabinets and stuff, they usually don't fucking help veterans at all. So that'll be fun. We'll see what happens. But I'm very doubtful that he actually does anything. But as far as this goes, let's put him we'll put him here. I think he's fine. We didn't really hear him speak at all. I couldn't find anything from him speaking. So we'll just put him in the middle. I think that works. All right. Oh my god. We're on to fucking Dr. Oz, baby. Let's get into the fun part of the list now. Dr. Mehmet Oz. If that's how you say his name. Let's see. This is the Washington Post article on him. Can I start reading? Oh my god. We might not do the fucking Washington Post. Never fucking mind. We'll just go to the NPR one. Jesus Christ. Alright. Vested in businesses regulated by the Trump agency wants him to run. Vested in businesses regulated by the agency Trump wants him to run. Okay. Spawning government. Okay, yeah. So he's going to be doing Medicare, Medicaid, Affordable Care Act, Marketplace. But he has conflicts of interest. Okay. Well, holding tens of millions of dollars. Running for okay. This includes a stake in United Health Group worth as much as $600,000. Nominate Oz administrator of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. CMS oversees coverage for more than 155 million Americans, nearly half the population. Medicare alone accounts for approximately $1 trillion in annual spending, with over 67 million enrollees. United Health Group is one of the largest healthcare companies in the nation, arguably the most important business partner of CMS, through which it is the leading provider of commercial health plans available in Medicare beneficiaries. Heart surgeon by training. Cultivated interest in the pharmaceutical industry and insurance. Okay. So basically, this is just detailing all of the investments that he has in, fucking healthcare companies, and how that's going to, be a problem probably, because he's probably not going to, legislate against them or push for legislation against them or push for anything that goes against them. So we're going to have a lot more allowed claim denials and stuff like that, which is going to be cool. That would be my guess. Insurance to sign up for insurance. Okay. Interesting. Financial disclosure that the television star invested a substantial part of his wealth in healthcare and food firms. Okay, let's move on. I think we have a video for him here. I think it'll be better. Watch that real quick.
Dr. Mehmet Oz, made famous by Oprah and by his own daytime talk show, has been tapped by President-elect Trump to run the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services.
What a crazy sentence, man. What the fuck is going on in the world right now, dude? That's ridiculous.
The federal agency that provides health coverage to more than 160 million Americans. His Senate confirmation, however, could be rocky as they dive into his past, sometimes questionable healthcare claims, and his investments in privately run Medicare Advantage plans. ABC's White House correspondent Mary Alice Parks has our prime focus on Dr. Oz.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome to the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Donald Trump.
If one thing is certain, President-elect Trump appreciates a fellow star.
Dr. Mehmet Oz.
Before ever running for office, both he and Dr. Mehmet Oz were already known to millions from their TV shows. Now, as Trump selects leaders for his incoming administration, he has paged...
Bro. Donald Trump Jr. looks so fucking dumb in this picture, dude. I'm sorry. Oh my god, he looks so silly. Look at him. He looks so uncomfortable. He looks like he's about to shit himself. What's going on?
Dr. Oz.
1, 2, 3.
Nominating him to lead the massive government agency, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. But is the doctor ready for this appointment? Once beloved as America's doctor, Oz is also controversial. Blasted by members of the medical community for promoting questionable products, fad supplements, and dubious science on his show, The Dr. Oz Show, and social media.
I've got the #1 miracle in a bottle to burn your fat.
Oz is undeniably talented. He went to Harvard, then the University of Pennsylvania, receiving 2 degrees, an MD and an MBA. A best-selling author and renowned heart surgeon,
In about 3 minutes, we're going to turn the heart back on.
he climbed the ranks, becoming the vice chair of surgery at Columbia University.
Coming out, here's the man. This is his hour. Come on, Dr. Oz.
And then he bursts into our living rooms with Oprah's help.
Step number 1, you got to lift weights.
Then landing his own show in 2009, the health and wellness program winning 10 daytime Emmys. For more than a decade, one of the most watched TV programs. Millions of Americans turning to Dr. Oz for their medical advice.
The Dr. Oz show helped people become better advocates for their own health.
Dr. Gregory Katz was a medical researcher on the show during its second season. He said Oz treated the staff well.
He would be emailing us really late at night before an early morning taping with minute questions that I was surprised that he didn't just gloss over. And so I learned from him, he pays attention to the details.
But he admits some of the recommendations were regretful.
Not everything that we recommended on that show we should have recommended. All of those segments went through pretty careful vetting. Nothing was like scientifically inaccurate by the letter of what was said. But I think that you can argue that the spirit of some of the things that we championed was probably not the right message.
Leaders in the
Okay. What I am hearing is that this guy has done some questionable things before. Said some questionable things, pushed some questionable things. But overall, he is a doctor. First of all, he's a heart surgeon. The thing is, he's also in the Trump administration. So I really don't think he's really going to be doing much. He's just kind of there. I think he's honestly one of the smoke and mirrors picks, where it's like, what the fuck, he's picking Dr. Oz, and then he pushes through someone else because all of the stuff is on him. So like people probably that are in the Heritage Foundation or part of Project 2025 probably got pushed at the same time he did. But fuck it, Dr. Oz. Of course you're gonna pay attention to Dr. Oz, right? But overall, I think Dr. Oz probably like right here. I think that's a good spot for him. I think that's a good spot for Dr. Oz. Okay, we are going to Elise Stefanik. This was one like very early on, I think. A fairly early pick. Let's learn a little bit. Ambassador to the United Nations. Little foreign policy experience. Uh-oh, Elise. America First fighter. They say America First a lot, but it almost never is the case. Very interesting. At least not, working class Americans. Run into a world bodies divisions from the wars in the Middle East and Ukraine. Face to face with almost daily in the UN Security Council with the ambassadors of Russia and China, whose countries are now strongly allied and looking warily at a second Trump presidency, and sometimes with their counterparts from North Korea and Iran. Okay. Those former South Carolina Nikki Haley. Go ahead. Foreign experience except for trade missions. Okay. President 2020 realizes she has no foreign policy experience, so what better way than to become UN ambassador? Okay. Okay. Attach herself to the president, quietly remarking her image into that of a staunch MAGA ally. The United Nations accusing the world body and international organization anti-Semitism for the criticism of Israel's bombardment of Gaza, which has resulted in the death of more than 43,000 Palestinians. She's gone as far as calling last month for a complete reassessment of U.S. funding for the United Nations while helping push for the blocking of American support for the UN agency that provides humanitarian aid to Palestinians in the region. Okay, that about tells me all I need to know. That's cool. Declines to stand by previous support for Ukraine joining NATO. Yeah, I forgot about this part too. I've read a little bit about here before. Critically to the regional stability. Her office also declined to say whether she believes Russia committed genocide in Ukraine. Awesome. They need to be admitted into NATO and we need to do everything we can by providing them javelins. Remember that the javelins were supplied under the Trump administration. Yeah. As if she still supports NATO membership in Ukraine. Declined to specifically address her current position. Instead, her office signaled that she is aligning with Trump's approach. Yeah, of course she is. What else we got on here? Anything else? I don't think we do. Yep. All right. Yeah, no, I don't like that at all. That's just a genocide supporter right there. Defender and supporter. That's an F all the way for me. All right. Mr. Elon Musk, we'll just put him right there immediately and just start with. It just fuel a fresh look at UK political funding. Oh yeah, he's fucking around with the UK as well. I don't really, actually not interested. Probably some bad point here. Yeah, let's talk about the actual Department of Government Efficiency that he's trying to run. Okay. Yeah. Saving at least $2 trillion in federal spending, they offered little by way of programmatic detail. To their credit, they were there to hear from members who have been on the front lines of the budget wars for decades. And if they were listening to people like Tom Cole, the Oklahoma Republican who will now chair the House Appropriations Committee, they heard a cautionary note. Cole was among the members meeting with Musk and Ramaswamy this week and told the New York Times they were trying to understand the full scope of the Doge product and how much would be done by executive action. Okay. Reagan assigned the deficit and spending problems to his first director of the Office of Management and Budget, a young Republican congressman from Michigan named David Stockman. Okay. Okay, this is talking about the oh my god. Celebrating a balanced budget is a very interesting thing because balancing the budget is pretty much what caused the Great Depression the fucking first time, man, was trying to keep a balanced budget like that. Like, I get it sounds good, but it usually just leads to, like, horrible economic impact on the population, especially the working class people. So, if this is their plan to balance the budget, it's going to be just cutting a fuck ton of shit and just leaving the working class absolutely gutted and destroyed. It's awful. Okay, and then that's all we have on Elon, but I think anybody who's fucking paid attention to anything on the internet knows Elon Musk is a horrible person, horrible pick to be in the government, should be nowhere near it, and is just one of the greediest people imaginable, and has a company that is so horrible that he has to get bailed out like twice a year. It's fucking crazy. We'll move on to this guy. I don't know who this fucking guy is. Frank Bisignano. Oh, this guy is. Financial technology executive. Okay, so another fucking rich guy. Oh, another one. We got another rich dude. Business leader, tremendous track record of transforming large corporations. All right. Okay. So that about tells me what I need to know. Let's hear him speak. The Social Security big. GOP donor who backed Jeb Bush and Marco Rubio. Okay. Agency is facing a number of problems. SSA is currently facing a depletion of benefits. Current and future slashed by around 20. All right, that's all we really have on him. The Social Security man. Put him here. We didn't hear him talk much. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Fuck another financial business guy. All right. Commerce pick. Howard Lutnick. But you can start with this. Okay, well, I can't even read this fucking article. It's Wall Street looks ass. Okay. Trump picks Wall Street investor Howard Lutnick, Commerce Secretary. Oh, this was the guy who was yelling about fucking jihad at the MSG rally? Oh my god, man. Billionaire investor. Lead our tariff and trade agenda. Rebuild the investment bank, Cantor Fitzgerald, after the September 11th attack. They killed almost 700 employees. Been little known outside of Wall Street. As seen, is a top contender to run Trump's Treasury Department. Okay. Yeah, marked by 9/11 is something definitely say. I mean, that you say he's Islamophobic after 9/11, which many older people definitely are. Okay. Got it. Got a video on him. Him to speak a little bit if we can.
In Casella, tracking the Trump picks, we have a new nominee.
Hey, Sarah, we do. There are reports now that Howard Lutnick, the CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald and the co-leader of Trump's transition, has been tapped to be Commerce Secretary. Now, this is a development that takes him out of the race for Treasury Secretary, the one we've been most focused on in the past few days. We know that he had really been pushing himself for that position. He was one then on the extended short list of 4 or 5 candidates that it was narrowed down to. Now, out of the running for Treasury Secretary will be tapped.
Oh, man. Got fucking cooked. That's crazy. He's like, please, Daddy Trump, can you put me in the Treasury Department? He's like, nope, you're going to be Commerce. Be stuck there doing tariffs for the next 4 years. It's going to be fucking increasing and decreasing percentages the next 4 years. Or maybe just leaving them there and you just sit there in an office. That's what you're going to be doing. That's awesome.
Tapped for Commerce, and this is a job that will put him atop a really huge agency. He will have some powers and responsibilities over trade and export controls. You'll remember in the first Trump term that Wilbur Ross oversaw those Section 232 tariffs that went on steel and aluminum, so we'll have some trade responsibilities, but others as well. It's a really broad agency that also oversees the CHIPS Act, the Weather Service, the Census. So a lot there for Howard Lutnick to dig into. Then, of course, a shorter list now for Treasury. And of the others who might be still in consideration, the other co-chair of the transition was Linda McMahon, a close Trump friend and ally and a very major donor to the Trump campaign, had really thought that she was slated for Commerce. Now, of course, can't be getting that position. Wouldn't be surprised if she still ends up somewhere in the cabinet.
I mean, I think I know what Howard's got to do, man. Got to get that steel chair, right? If she gets it. I don't know if she has it or not. We would definitely know by now. But I don't know yet. So Howard, get that chair, brother. That steel chair, man. Works wonders.
We just don't know where yet. So, Sarah, we will keep watching this. But for now, we know that Lutnick is headed to Commerce. Sarah?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big development, very interesting. We knew that he was very close and an early Wall Street backer. President-elect Trump early on led the transition, as you said. You know, you mentioned how complicated and how sprawling the Commerce Department is. He basically runs 3 businesses. People, you know, Cantor Fitzgerald, he's also the chairman of Newmark.
Yeah, he runs those businesses for sure. He definitely just doesn't just fucking sit in an office doing jack shit the whole time. he definitely runs those businesses. Yeah, man.
A commercial real estate broker. And, you know, he's also BGC, the trading shop that he spun out of Cantor Fitzgerald, and has been going up against the futures exchange of the CME launching his own exchange. I do wonder a little bit about disentangling and selling stock in some of these and how complicated it's going to get with some of these big Wall Street CEOs.
That's certainly a real concern with a lot of these guys. It's one reason that we don't know if some of them actually want the cabinet positions that they seem to be in the running for. Definitely true for Lutnick, but we do know how hard he had been pushing himself for a cabinet position, so I do expect he's already been considering some...
Yeah, of course he wants a fucking cabinet position, dude. He just wants to change around the rules so that he can make more money. Of course he wants the fucking cabinet. Like, I don't think it's, like, these billionaires trying to figure out if they want cabinet positions. It's just trying to get to ones where they can, you know, improve their own numbers. That's all they're really caring about. It's not, I don't know. Corporate billionaire guy talks about crushing jihad. Fucking weirdo. Put him right here. Put him right there. And we move on. Jamieson Greer. This is another tariff guy, it seems like. Key veteran of his first term trade war. Okay, so he's been here. He's been here. Trade representative. Okay. Chief of staff. He was chief of staff, I guess. To Trump's former trade representative, Robert Leitziger. Okay. I think I've heard this name. $100 billion worth of U.S. goods over 2 years. Probably do the COVID. President. Okay, awesome. But he spent time figuring out to tariff fucking China. 60%. 10 to 20 on all goods from elsewhere. Christ, dude. Oh my god, man. Alright. Let's hear about him a little bit. Oh, he's another lawyer too? This fucking music is so loud. Uh-huh. Okay, this guy is just like, he's not really going much. He's kind of there. He's just kind of there, man. Also does not look like. Surgeon General. Yeah, definitely fucking. Alright, Surgeon General. Oh my god, yeah, I forgot about this shit. Jeanette Neshawat knocked over a gun in 1990, causing it to fire and fatally shoot father in the head. Christ. The fuck? That's fucking crazy. There's... I opened the box and the whole thing tipped over. It one says, Jesus Christ, man. That's so crazy. Like, oh my god, this is why we need, like, you know, proper storage laws in the United States, I would say. Open up, like, Oh my god. Alright, well that's some crazy information. That makes me just feel bad. Okay, well, I'm gonna need to fucking do this for this. Roll. Fox News medical contributor, serves as a medical director. Okay. Quality healthcare. Okay. Specialized in emergency. Then she actually likes the vaccines entity like. CDC guidance book. Especially young people, vaccines benefit. Odd. All for the majority. Oh god. Well, she is a doctor, so that's about all we can ask for. You know, that is about all we can ask for. Fucking doctor. Put it right here because I don't think that the trans stuff is going for me. Big supporter, right? But is a doctor, so she's got the my brain. Gotta experience it. That is something. Right back. All right. Okay. We're back in it. We're on J Badakar, yeah. I think that's how you say it. I have no idea. Anti-lockdown guy. National Institute of Health. Open this little snack for myself. All right. So, opposed COVID-19 lockdowns. Criticized Biden's handling of the pandemic that took power in January 2020. Another Stanford guy. Cool. Healthcare in 2000. So he's got experience at least. He did not directly mention Bhattacharya on the declaration. He stated, "You attach infinite value to stuff. You attach zero value to whether this actually disrupts people's lives, ruins the economy, and has many kids out of school in a recover from." What is that argument? What a ridiculous argument. Of course you value stopping the disease and saving a life, because if they're fucking dead, they have no life anymore. They don't have anything in the economy. They can't go to fucking school anymore. So yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to disrupt their lives a little bit. Like, sure, you can, complain that maybe we stayed in there too long or something like that, which I still don't think we did. I think we probably didn't stay long enough because we probably curved the numbers a little bit better. But people were just so tired of, staying in their fucking houses, understandably. But I think it's ridiculous to be like, yeah, we shouldn't have had any lockdowns because you're stopping people from, going to school, even though you're going to go to school and get fucked up by a disease. You go. Like, that's stupid. Okay. Okay. Bhattacharya to talk about his voice, how his voice had been restricted by the platform. Nice. Secretly blacklisted, yeah, for sure. That always ends up being true. I think he's gonna get approved. I don't think this guy's gonna. There's worse. There's just worse. Overseen by the Department of Health and Human Services. If both are important, Bhattacharya will work tandem with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who Trump nominated to lead the HHS. RFK Jr. J and RFK. Gold standard of medical research. Yeah, the gold standard being, let's get rid of these vaccines. That's awesome. That's so cool. Authored an open letter called the Great Barrington Declaration. First was the letter proposed an approach to COVID-19 called focused protection and protected the prevailing. Okay. Devastating effects on short-term and long-term public health. The letter highlighted as being of concern due to poor childhood vaccination rates, deteriorating cardiovascular disease, fewer cancer screenings, deteriorating mental health. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. The working class and younger society would be most effective. Keeping students out of school is a grave injustice. But okay. I would argue it's more of an injustice to make them go to school, have them be carriers of a disease to bring it home to their parents or grandparents, and they just fucking kill their parent or grandparent. They just deal with that their whole life. I think that's worse. Of imposing a complete lockdown. Those who were not as vulnerable to the virus should immediately resume their regular routines. And that hurt. Oh my god, man. Oh my god, but the fucking problem with the goddamn disease was that those people who were not as susceptible would bring the disease around older people and fuck them up and kill them. Like, that was the problem. That was like one of the big problems with it. So how are you going to have these people go around and get herd immunity when you're just killing a bunch of old people? Like, fuck those old people, I guess. Fuck people like 50 plus. Like, just let them die. Or immune compromised people. That's ridiculous, man. Also, how would you even... Oh my god, like, how would you even enforce that? You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna decide that you guys are fine, so you... Like, are you just gonna... Like, how would you... That? Whatever, man. So dumb. Alright, what else we got here? Critic of COVID mandate. Yep. Health Economist nomination. Yep. Biomedic was cutting the agency's budget during his first term. There heavy criticism from some Republicans during the pandemic has continued, especially towards some former long-serving NIH officials like Dr. Anthony Fauci, who led the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases for 38 years, which was released. Okay, look at this. I think this is what if this is what I think it is. Yeah, I've read this before. Oh my god, it's just a big thing on getting herd immunity. For speeding herd immunity by allowing people at low risk to get infected while protecting those most vulnerable, like the elderly. How the fuck would you do that? How would you do that? How? Unscientific and irresponsible. Yeah. I don't think that Jay Bedecker belongs anywhere near the NIH, much less in the director's office. Okay. Alright. Is there a video we got on this guy? Fucking crazy ass.
Glad you're streaming with us. Well, President-elect Donald Trump's selections for his administration are almost complete. Overnight, he announced more key appointments, including a new director for the National Institutes of Health, an RFK Jr. ally and harsh critic of the pandemic lockdown. Senior White House correspondent Selena Wang is in West Palm Beach, Florida, with more. Selena, we are learning, actually, before we get to the new appointments, we are learning apparently that some of Trump's cabinet nominees and appointees were targets of bomb threats.
Yeah, we're learning from Trump's.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is when they were getting bomb threats. Oh my god. Yeah, dude. Ridiculous, man. Don't fuck that shit.
His cabinet nominees and appointees faced violent threats last night and this morning. According to the Trump spokesperson, they faced attacks like bomb threats and swatting. So swatting is when someone makes a hoax phone call reporting a serious emergency with the intent of sending a SWAT team to a particular location. Now, the FBI has also released a statement saying they are aware of these threats, that they're taking all of these potential threats seriously and working with law enforcement partners. Now, the Trump team also said that law enforcement acted quickly and made sure that everybody was safe. We are learning some of the names of people who were targeted. It includes Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, who is Trump's pick to be the ambassador to the UN, Lee Zeldin, nominated to the EPA, and Brooke Rollins, who Trump picked to run the Agriculture Department. But all of this, Kira, does come amid this heightened political environment. Donald Trump this year has faced several threats, including that attempted assassination attempt back in July during that rally in Butler, Pennsylvania, where that bullet grazed Donald Trump's ear before he was rushed off stage by U.S. Secret Service.
Yep. Okay. I don't think it's going to be talking about NIH. Yeah, just not good, man. Just not good. Oh, bad. Bad for the United States right there. Okay. Move on. I think John Clayton? Jay Clayton. Yeah, fucking prosecutor in New York. Got it. Prosecute. Top lawyer. Okay, so this guy's an actual lawyer. The Daniel, longtime prosecutor with the office who previously led the District Securities and Commodities Task Force. Okay. Williams has secured convictions of former advocate. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know that they part of that. That makes sense though. Like Matt Gates. Okay, this is written a little while ago, I guess. Okay, well, this guy is a lawyer. At least he's got that. Got the lawyer thing down. SEC chair. Okay, thanks. Also investigated Trump, but did not bring charges. Okay. Alright, well, this guy just seems like an actual lawyer. Still a Trump guy, but seems like a lawyer. Yeah, I think that's probably right. No S's so far. Doesn't seem like he's going to be the most loyal either. Very interesting. Okay. Jim O'Neill has got the most interesting picture on here for sure. Let's
made a sharp turn from being a Democratic presidential candidate to a Trump ally in the course of a year and a half. He's up to lead the.
Yeah, it's because fucking RFK doesn't actually care about anything having to do with politics. He wants power. He wants to be able to do things. Like, that's it. Okay. Deputy Secretary of Health and Human Services. Close associate of Peter Thiel. Very cool. Alongside with, yep, okay. So this guy's just gonna be hanging out with fucking RFK. I don't really need to learn much more about that. He's just gonna be underneath RFK. This. Actually interviewing him? Oh, that's not him at all. That is not him. Okay. God, who's this? Okay, so this guy, what is going for Navy? Is that what this is? I don't know the Secretary of the Navy. Okay. He's not served in the military or had any civilian leadership role in service. Very cool. He found a private investment for Rugger Management LLC. Comes from an advisory position he holds on the Spirit of America, a non-profit that supports the defense of Ukraine and the defense of Taiwan. Cool. So, take over the leadership. Okay, perfect. So this guy is not an actual he has no military experience, but is being tapped to run part of the military. That's awesome. That's what I understand here. Called for a 350 ship navy since 2016. There are just 300 Battle Force ships in the fleet, vessels that have a direct role in conducting combat information operations. 31 amphibious ships to help maintain a close to globe. Yeah, awesome. I'm so glad we have that. Really good. All right, well, this guy does not seem like he's actually going to do much of anything. Yeah. Wife Amy hosted Trump for a high-ticket fundraiser. Cool. Yeah, so this guy just literally has no experience doing this. Cool, man. So that's just a dude that he put there. That's awesome. We'll put him right there. All right, what we got here? Oh my God, are we at Pete Hegseth? Is it Pete Hegseth time? No, it's not Pete Hegseth. It's not Pete Hegseth time for a long fucking time. Why do I have Pete Hegseth up here? This. Department of Defense. Maybe I have this in the wrong order or some shit. Possible.
One of the international crises, President-elect Donald Trump's incoming Defense Department.
Oh, this is still John Fallon.
We're beginning to learn more about the people that Trump hopes to install at the Pentagon. His most recent pick is businessman John Phelan for Secretary of the Navy. Phelan is the chair of a private investment firm and major donor of Trump's most recent campaign. He's also on the board of a nonprofit that supports American troops. If confirmed, he would be the first Navy secretary without any military experience since 2009. Former U.S. Secretary of the Navy Ray Mabus joins us now. He's also the former Democratic governor of Mississippi and former ambassador to Saudi Arabia. Secretary, thank you so much for being here. What do you make of this choice and how important is this role?
Well, this is one of the most consequential roles in government. The responsibilities are absolutely immense. In the first place, it's very big. You have almost 1 million people reporting to you, a $200 billion budget. But the most important thing is you're responsible for a big part of the protection of the United States of America. You're responsible for making sure that our sailors and Marines are trained and equipped to meet anything that might come at them.
So basically, this guy is running a fucking department with 1 million people that he has to take care of, and also just, you know, a branch of the military that he knows nothing about. That's great. All right, well, that doesn't tell me anything I don't already know. I'll run to John Ratcliffe, CIA director. Okay. Director of National Intelligence. Okay, so he was in Trump's first term. Good to know. That's great. Brought him back. One of the few to be brought back. He accused Iran of being responsible for a barrage of emails meant to intimidate voters in the U.S. Interesting. He's criticism for declassifying Russian intelligence, alleging damaging information about Democrats in the 2016 election, even while acknowledging that it was unverified. That's awesome, dude. This is, oh God, man. Doesn't believe that because there's no intelligence. What's that? It headlines again weeks later that you've rejected claims by dozens of former intelligence officials that the disclosure of emails from a laptop dropped off by Hunter Biden at a Delaware computer repair shop bore the hallmarks of a Russian disinformation campaign. Oh God. Ratcliffe was elected to Congress in 2014. Ardent defender of Trump. Okay. Okay. 5 days after, as he faced growing questions about experience and qualifications, places departed Dan Coates. Mr. Proven as an unqualified partisan. Okay. Repeatedly sounded the alarm about China calling the country the top threat to the U.S. interests and the rest of the free world. Tillerson, places him in good company with other incoming Trump administration officials, including Mike Waltz, for National Security Advisor, who called for a U.S. boycott of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing due to China's involvement in the origin of COVID-19 and its ongoing mistreatment of the minority Muslim Uyghur population. Yeah, I'm sure they care about that. Realistically, that's what it is. Well, that's interesting. Wait a second. Okay. Trump has looked at. Okay, interesting. So some people seem to be okay with him. No, that's a very interesting question to pose. No, he would fucking not. Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know much about Patel just yet. Alright, well, this guy is... some people like him, some people hate him. I don't particularly like him all that much. I'll put him right here. I think he did some weird shit, but he used to be, part of intelligence in some way, but also, pushes some information. I guess we'll move on to the press secretary. Right? Yeah. Caroline Leavitt. Love it. Removed post praising Pence on January 6th and ran for Congress as an The post included a video of Pence calling the attack a dark day in history of the United States Capitol as he presided over the certification of the results hours after the riot. Trump to this day criticizes Pence for certifying the results of the 2020 election, falsely claiming it was stolen due to rampant voter fraud. Leavitt wrote a hero. At the time, 23, and had recently departed Trump's White House press office, had just accepted a job working for New York Representative Elise Stefanik. Leavitt then ran unsuccessfully for New Hampshire congressional seat in 2022, positioning herself as a staunch election denier. I'm the only candidate in this race to say that Trump will win in 2020, and I will work my hardest every single day to make sure to get to the bottom of it. That's awesome, dude. So sick. Okay. The Trump campaign, last administration. So, not only a liar, but also just, I don't know. She's just kind of a liar and a weirdo, and obviously wants power. They're right there. Doesn't seem to be as bad as the rest of them. Still not a great one. All right, this is a fun one. This is Kash Patel. Well, a fun one and also not a fun one. Kash Patel is a fucking crazy person. He's an FBI director. So, promotes the QAnon conspiracy. Oh my god. QAnon themed show. Let's see what this video is, first of all.
After 6 weeks of trial, we finally have a crime. We also have a victim. That victim is Donald J. Trump.
Nice. Okay. All right. Oathkeepers found Stuart Rhodes in boosting his militia online. Oh god. Of the big name. God. Oh my god, no. Expert Donny O'Sullivan. Oh yes, Donny. For this week. The former federal prosecutor Kash Patel, the man chosen by President-elect Trump to run the FBI in his second term, previously appeared on a show hosted by a major QAnon influencer. Oh god. Which shows on Rumble by the MG Show. Former IT professional has become one of the leading promoters of the QAnon conspiracy theory. QAnon began as a set of anonymous posts on fringe online message boards. A user or users identifying themselves as a mysterious whistleblower called Q, and to work inside the Trump administration. Posts alleged world affairs were controlled by a vast conspiracy of Democrats, who also worshipped Satan and abused children, and that Trump was part of a secret plan to vanquish them. Mass arrests, known by followers as the Storm, were coming at any moment. Sometimes about QAnon has talked about the baseless conspiracy theory on other talk shows. Trump has also increasingly promoted QAnon himself. Yeah. Q has posted at least twice about Patel in the past. Okay, awesome. So we might have some QAnon shit. What else we got here? Oh no. Yeah, of course JD Vance would say. Kash Patel's information for Patel is in a very good spot. Okay. Okay, well this is not super helpful from the Guardian. Let's just watch the video.
There is no choice in this election. The government gangsters and the fake news media are coming for our constitutional republic. They have used their unconstitutional means and their two-tier system of justice and the deep state.
That was
Jesus Christ, he's on fucking cocaine, dude. That was so many words very quickly. Jesus Christ, Kash. Yeah, lay off the fucking coke, dude. What the hell was that?
Kash Patel, President-elect Donald Trump's pick to lead the FBI, describing the current leadership at the nation's top law enforcement agencies at a Trump rally in October. Patel is seen as a loyal Trump ally who wants to overhaul the investigative bureau on day one. Patel would replace current FBI Director Christopher Wray, who still has 3 years left in his term. It's unclear whether Wray would resign or Trump would fire him. Trump's former Attorney General William Barr wrote about Patel in his memoir. Trump was reportedly considering Patel for Deputy FBI Director during his first term. Barr said Patel, quote, had virtually no experience that would qualify him to serve
Awesome.
at the highest level of the world.
You know, there's a very interesting trend we got going here of people just with no experience for the most part, or people that, you know, have the experience but only on the most fringe, far right versions of them. It's crazy.
World's preeminent law enforcement agency.
Who would have guessed?
National Security Advisor John Bolton also compared Patel to Joseph Stalin's secret police chief, saying, quote, Trump has nominated Kash Patel to be his Lavrenti Beria. Vice President-elect J.D. Vance responded to Bolton, saying in a Truth Social post, John Bolton has been wrong about everything, so I guess Kash must be pretty awesome. Chris
You're so lame, JD. My God, man.
Pajota joins us now. He's the retired executive assistant director at the FBI and author of Wanted, the FBI I Once Knew. Thank you so much for being here. What do you make of Patel potentially leading the FBI?
I think it's an interesting choice, but not unexpected given the administration's current approach of sticking with very close and loyal and trusted associates.
Yeah, that's kind of the main thing that I'm getting from this as well.
I think Mr. Patel, he has an interesting background. He's worked in some areas where he had exposure to intelligence community business. He worked at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence at Department of Defense. He's worked with the National Security Council. I used to go to all those kind of meetings, so I know he has a generally good background on what type of threat environment, emerging and current, the FBI will face.
So do you agree with Barr's characterization that he has virtually no experience that would qualify him to serve?
I would say at the level of FBI director, Mr. Patel, he may be found a bit shallow in some areas.
Yeah, that means no, he doesn't have the fucking experience, man. You don't have to walk around it, just say no.
From a just span of control, the FBI is a very large, powerful organization that has global impact, and we would have to see what Mr. Patel's qualifications are in those areas during the confirmation process.
Patel says he wants to shut down the FBI headquarters on day one as part of an overhaul of the agency. How would these kind of changes impact the day-to-day work of the FBI?
Well, we have to be careful that we don't make any radical changes to the FBI in a manner that would reduce its operational effectiveness. The world is becoming a much more dangerous place, and we need our FBI to be capable.
Dude, I hate when people fucking talk like this. Yeah, that's probably a bad... He's basically saying, yeah, that's probably a bad idea. Maybe don't do that. That would be bad. Like, that would fuck up the FBI really bad. Like, don't do that.
And competent. I think the FBI, in its current iteration, could probably use a bit of reduction in personnel in Washington, D.C., but the FBI has to maintain a certain level of program management and resource integration and oversight of investigative programs.
Trump was the one who appointed the current FBI director, Chris Wray, in 2017. How outside the norm is it for the president to fire the FBI director before their term is up?
It's an exception to the rule. The FBI director generally serves a 10-year term to help them remain apolitical and that they're not affected by the changes in administration every 4 years. So it's not a common thing. The last time it happened, of course, was when the President-elect Trump fired Jim Comey, but also for Bill Clinton fired the FBI director when he was in office in 1993. It's not a common practice.
Chris Pajota, thank you so much.
All right, then. Yeah, Kash Patel overall, not good. Oh yeah, this is as well. Let's look at this.
Kash Patel, Donald Trump's controversial pick to lead the FBI, has made no secret of his plans to weaponize the department to go after his perceived enemies. Those include members of what he refers to as the deep state, the fake news mafia, and even former colleagues. And Patel appears to be making good on that threat already before facing a confirmation process, threatening former Trump White House colleague Olivia Troy with litigation and demanding that she retract, quote, defamatory comments stemming from her blunt assessment of their time together. Let's take a listen to that.
Kash Patel is a delusional liar. Let me just be very clear about that. And he would lie about intelligence. He would lie about making things up on operations. I think Mark Esper has talked about that as well, where he put the lives of Navy SEALs at risk in an operation when it came to Nigeria. These are things that actually were happening in real time when he was in the role of CT coordinator in the White House. And I know this because at some point I realized that I needed to double check Kash's work to make sure that I wasn't misinforming Mike Pence by relying on his word. So I had to go around him.
And Olivia Troy joins me now. She served as a Homeland Security, Counterterrorism, and COVID Task Force advisor to former Vice President Mike Pence. Olivia.
That's fucking crazy, first of all. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's some information.
This morning. I mean, what does that even tell you, that even before his confirmation hearings, he is threatening you for criticizing him?
Yeah, I think it's a very clear sign of what's to come should he become the director of the FBI and how he's going to conduct himself. I mean, we should take him at his word. These are things that he has threatened in the past. And I think by doing what he did, by sending that letter to me, it was an attempt to bully me, silence me, intimidate me. But it's also a signal to others, right, as he goes into the confirmation process of trying to silence others in terms of telling the truth about his background. I mean, look, I am a person who believes that he is unfit for the role of FBI director, and I have concerns about how he will behave in the role and, leading the nation's premier law enforcement agency.
Yep. So overall, Kash Patel, not the good guy. It's not a good man. We'll just put him here because he does get approved and sent through. That's gonna be a lot of shit going bad for the FBI, man. A lot of shit going bad. All right. I'm gonna finish this list another time, so I'm gonna actually get out of here.